Hey, September 3rd, High Teen Thrive. We've got Jessica Ward with us today, and I'm so excited about what she's going to share. And the reason I'm excited is because I think what she's going to tell you is that she's tweaked her client support just a bit by leading into support pieces that we already have, and it's rocking her frontline volume. And that's kind of our goal, right? That's how we really up our paychecks. It's how we really support a lot more people, and it's how we grow our businesses to make some pretty awesome bonuses. That 6,000 frontline qualifying volume is a very magic number for us. Up here's Jeanette, let her in too. So, hey, with that, Jessica, I'm excited for you to take it away.
Yeah, thanks for letting me train on this. I think I kind of mentioned something to you about it. She's like, oh, that's what we're doing. That's what we're going to do this week. So I put together a little, what is it? Keynote, I guess is what it is. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay. I'm going to have a little pump up music for you in the beginning. So, grow your client base with the LifeBook. This is how I did it. This is where I went from. So what you see first here is my frontline qualifying volume. And even before that, like January, February, kind of the same line. You see March, April, May was kind of just right there. And then boom, June and July just popped up, in August too. And you know, what did I do to do that? I started really incorporating the LifeBook into every, you know, recent client that I had, new client I had, past client I had, and I just really dug into that to bring that qualifying volume up. So this is the total key right here, the coaching guide, the cliff notes. You know, if you ever read a book and, you know, maybe decided you didn't want to, you took the cliff notes. So ultimately this coaching guide is where it is at. And specifically in it, it says your role is to give them feedback when they are unaware that they are doing something that is not helping their health and well-being. You do this by awakening them and asking them empathetic questions that lead to self-awareness. Now, I'm not the best with empathetic questions, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It's in that Cliff Note coaching guide book. It's there for me. I don't have to do the guesswork. And this is what has changed, you know, over the 7 years that I've been coaching too. It used to be a lot of guesswork and a lot of hits and misses, but now it's right there for you. Use this guidebook. It is unbelievable. I want you to kind of read too, you know, the first few pages. It talks about, you know, the 4 stages of learning the habits of health, that, you know, you have an unconscious client go into the consciousness and then coaching and then practice it. So not only are they learning, but you're also able to duplicate yourself too in the end. And then I brought up this element 16. This is one of my favorite elements to work with people, because this is a lot of what people are dealing with. They're dealing with the food addiction, and it asks you the questions. You know, when you call your clients, you know, the first 1 through 8 days, you know, it is a little bit longer, but after that, you know, you tell them this is going to be a 5-minute call. This is what we're going to go over. And from just doing that too, telling them, you know, I don't want to take up more of your time. You know, I know you're busy. I'm busy too. This is all the time we need, 5 minutes. And this is what we're going to talk about. Instead of just being like, oh, hi, how are you doing? What are you doing? What weight loss did you have? Okay. You know, they're way more likely to answer from what I've noticed by incorporating this in and adding that into only 5 minutes a week too. My scheduled days are Thursday. So tonight I'm going to call my people and I have it down, you know, okay, you're on element 12. You know, what did you learn? What does it mean to you right now? What gives you the opportunity to reflect on? Right there. No guesswork at all. Maybe they're not ready for the LifeBook. What? No, everybody's ready for the LifeBook, right? Not so much. So you work with them. And what you're going to do is you're going to give them the video series. And what I found from that is people that are totally put off by the LifeBook. I mean, if you look at this book, it's huge. Like I was like, I can't go through all of this and the Habits of Health book. That's way too much. So you start where they're at. you give them the videos and say, you know, okay, your drive to work is a half an hour long. You know what? That's perfect timing to be able to listen to this or watch it. So the way to do that, I just go into Google, I type in Optavia LifeBook Elements, click right there on the video series, boom, you got it. Takes you into this. So now what I'm going to kind of show you is how to make your time valuable, how to get it to where you can have it quickly. So when you click into that, if you have an iPhone, you can go into that little area there and you can add it to your home screen. What does that mean? Home screen has apps, and this video series is going to give you that app on your phone. So you would click on the add to home screen. You can name it whatever you want. Mine's called the Video LifeBook series. Click the add button and there it is. Now, if you notice, this is a screenshot of my phone. This is my folder of Optavia, everything Optavia. So I can go to one folder into my phone and look it up right from there. Easy, accessible, available for you. Once you click into that app there, it will bring up all of your elements. So that, say, you know, 1 week someone wants to get, you know, go back, say they are traveling to visit their mom and she has the best food available. She has that chicken pot pie you like. She has that cheesecake you want. What are you going to do? You're going to send them element 16. Maybe it's not, you know, element 3, the next step that they're working on. You're going to skip ahead to element 16. You know, kind of go with what's going on in their life. By doing that, you can click on that button there and only send them that 16 also. Don't expect them to just go and scroll and try to find it. Click on that and give it to them only. Put it in when that little arrow thing comes up, click in Messenger, click in Messages, whichever way you want to get the video to them. Now, what about if you call them and they're like, I didn't do it? It's okay. Give them grace. Let them know that, you know, you're there for them. This is a great way to, you know, improve their health, and say, you know, we're going to work on this next week. Let's really give this a go. You know, if you're having trouble, again, give me a text, let me know. But it is super duper important for you to grow from this program. Next, I'm going to kind of talk about referrals, because once I started using this LifeBook more often with all of my clients, referrals started coming in too. So not only the LifeBook helping, but the referrals were helping too. And I love what Debbie said last week about the buddy bonus. You can, you know, tell them, you know, I was thinking of you, who's on your heart, who can we help? I want to give them a $50 buddy bonus. And for you, of course, you get referral credits too. I do 25 to them. So I'm going to kind of show you how to go to that. Next week, I believe Carla is going to be doing a little bit more about referrals, but I just wanted to get you started in the right direction, because once you start that LifeBook, you know, the referrals are going to start coming too. So this app is huge, this other app, and notice how it's in my little folder there, the Start Your Business. So if you click on that and go to Start and Support Clients, most of us know this because this is also where the messages come from, the day 1 through 8, and then the week 2 on videos. So you click on that, and then you go down to creating referrals. Click on that, and there it is. Your talking track is right there. Everything you need to say, you don't have to think about it. And then also a click and paste. Click and paste it, send it to them, let them know, you know, they're gonna get a $25 referral. Even talks a little bit, you know, about, hey, maybe you're ready to start exploring coaching in, you know, more of a dripping way than a, you know, kind of telling them they're gonna start coaching too. So that's kind of what I've got for the LifeBook. Huge importance, changed my business, and helping a lot of people, especially people too that have came back to me over the years doing it different, because the old way that we did it, I feel this book has a lot more meat to it. And when you write stuff down in this journal too, you're more likely to stick with it. So any questions?
I have some comments.
Okay.
Hey, Jazz and everybody. So I gotta say, I actually had a spell of time, like starting in January, beginning of the year, when I had a bunch of like, maybe like probably 40% of my clients were doing the LifeBook. And I loved it. It was so wonderful because I always had something to say. And thing too is, it's like, where am I in the LifeBook? Well, I'm where my clients are. So I get the benefit of it too. I love that. I also want to say, so I have a number of clients that are, reactivated or just longtime clients that are just kind of plodding along, and they never did the LifeBook and they never wanted to do it. I actually had one gal that I kind of inherited. She never even wanted to talk to me. She only wanted to text. And just little by little, I've worked. She was like, hey, showing value. He's like, yeah, connecting with your coach is a really good idea. And this is what I really wanted to share. So I've been talking to her about LifeBook, and sending her the videos like Jessica said. And then I just said to her, hey, I really think that the LifeBook is so valuable to you. In your next order, put it in with your order, and I'll go half and half with you. I'll put 25 on it. So, cause I think that's so valuable that I'm willing to split it with you. So anyways, and she did. So.
Awesome.
That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found the same thing. Also, I think the original Habits Health books that Dr. Anderson did were phenomenal material. But I don't know how many years, 12 or 15 years of using that material. I think he just figured out how to make it more relatable to real people like us. He did it more from, this is the medical thing, these are the facts, here's what you need to do. And now it's so much more into empathy and internalizing and changing it. I think it's really great too. Do any of you guys ever have a hard time getting somebody going in the first two elements? Any suggestions?
Yeah. So here's what I tell people. I say that the first two elements are the ones that I really think they should spend the most time in and go back and revisit. And I explain to them, that the first two is like, that's you. It's really more about your thoughts and your input and laying that foundation. And then you'll have that. This is, really your truth that you're writing in your story. And so if you want to take 2, 3, 4 weeks in that chapter, I'm good with that. And then after that, it rolls along and it's more like, okay, now we're informing you, and it's a little bit more teaching instead of analyzing. So that's how I explain it.
I've also told clients, like, they don't have to kind of get stuck there. Like if they're struggling with that a little bit, kind of go in the book where you're needing the support at the time. Like if exercise is more what they want to focus on, or if the food stuff, or even the stop, challenge, choose, like if I feel like they're struggling with some of that stuff, I'll point them in those directions. And I always tell them, you don't have to read this book cover to cover, either one of the books, because it can be pretty overwhelming. I have had a lot of people that are overwhelmed by it, but then I have a return client recently, and I kind of worked to get her to get the books. I just kept stressing how great they were and stuff. And she actually did MetaFast way back, and then became a client of mine a few years ago, and then restarted recently. But she finally got the book, and then she got the Habits of Health book. And the time I talked to her right after she got it, she'd already read like 100 pages of it. But but I usually tell them, like, you don't have to read it cover to cover. It's kind of a resource for what you need at the time, and kind of focus in where you need that help.
Yeah, that's really good. I find that too. And I 100% agree with what Sally's saying, is that is so foundational, digging into their why. And we're so trained to dig into their why. However, I've had some clients where I don't know, like doing that much self-analysis maybe is too hard for them or whatever. And a couple of them I've had success with saying, hey, tell you what, how about you read element 4 this week, and I will reread it also. And then let's hop on the call. Do you think you could read that by next Tuesday? You know, a couple pages a day, you'll get there. And sometimes it just seems like they need to get right into a tool where they see what their value is going to be, and then I can loop them back a little bit easier, because they do need to dig into their why. But if they're not going to do it, I try to figure out what they are willing to do. And the other thing, when they're digging into their why, I always thought digging into their why was like, you know, so if you could create anything with your health that you wanted to, what would it be? We all do that, right? And what would that look like? How would your life be different? And why does that matter? Well, I want to be on the floor playing with my grandkids and be able to get up easier and not like have to have somebody give me a hand. And I'm like, well, but I've had a realization that they need to go deeper than that. Well, why does that matter to you? You know, is there, you know, did your parents play with you? Did they play on the floor with you? You know, maybe they had parents that were really overweight or had injuries, weren't able to play with them. Maybe their kids' friends have said, golly, that's too bad your parents only just sit in a chair all day. You're like, what else is going on in their head and their heart to where it really matters to play with their kids on the floor? There's a lot of people that want to rewrite what their childhood looked like. They want to be a different parent than what they were raised by. And digging all the way into that makes for some pretty interesting conversations. And one last thing that I'm gonna not talk, I promise. But Jessica, I loved how Jessica showed us how to go in and grab the elements that Dr. Anderson has put together that go along with each of, the videos that go along with each of the elements. You can also go into your podcast, Habits of Health, Optavia Habits of Health, and look them up. Then you get like a half an hour teaching by one of the top coaches that has taught it on a Wednesday night Habits of Health call. But taking that resource that Jess pointed you to, and or finding those longer the 30-minute podcasts and sending them to your clients, sometimes that whets their appetite. Oh, this stuff is really good. This is interesting. So if they won't go even get in the book, Jess, would you recommend grab a video, send them a video, tease them with some information, and
yeah, that's the way a lot of them have started that aren't readers. And then I've even found that they are doing both. They are watching the podcast or listening to the video or watching the podcast, and then, you know, starting by kind of writing in the life book or even reading it again in the life book too. So going above and beyond, where they said they weren't going to do any of it all at first.
Yeah. Yep. It's good. I find that people love it. I find coaching with the Habits of Health 2.0 in the life book is nothing like using the old system.
Yep.
Do you have experience with that? Go ahead, Jess.
Oh, I just, really stressing that this isn't, a front to back page read either. This is a referral guide from when you're in your life book and you're reading, it says to go to whatever chapter. It's more of your reference guide than a huge book that you have to read too. So just, pointing that out to them also helps.
Good. Well, boy, these little 20-minute chats fly by. We are just bumping on our time frame here. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Is there anything else that you want to add, or any other question you want to toss out here to Jessica?
I have like a real simple but stupid question. The app. How can I get that on my computer so that I can print out for my computer?
The video series?
No, the coaching app.
So when you're in Google and up at the top, you would copy paste it, or just like click on it and drag it out to your desktop, and it'll save it there.
Do you know what I find is the easiest on that, Jessica, since you're her business coach? If you go into the app underneath Explore Coach Partners and you scan down right where it shows you where the app is, there's 3 links above that tell people how to put it on their phone, because I find people are regularly not figuring out how to get it on their phone. So if you highlight those, it's like 3 links in a row right under Welcome to Health Coaching, and put that in Sally's support thread. If she watches the video, it tells her right how to put it in there.
Okay. I've got it on my phone. I just want to know how to put it on the computer.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you how to put it on your computer.
Just help me with that. Thank you.
Yep, it's just a drag. Anything you want to do on any search engine, you can just drag it out into your desktop.
Okay, I'll give that a try.
Yep.
And just so you know, it is in the app. So whenever I give it to a new coach, I give them those instructions on the top also, because invariably I get the phone call. How do I do this?
Okay, I'm looking right now.
Okay, y'all. Well, I'm gonna let Jess close this up here, but I just wanted to say, hey, our how we serve people and how our frontline volume grows is really exciting. And people push out, orders move, orders change, anything we can do to provide that really great support where they stay connected with the 4 components of our program, not just the food, but the coaching, the education, and in Transformation for Life, the Facebook client support page. The more of those that they're in, the more likely they are to be successful. And I'm just telling you, if they're in those things, you should invite them to coach, because those are the people that get what we do and they make really great coaches. So Jess, final thoughts, and you're welcome to wrap us up.
Just, yeah, dig into that life book. If you haven't, looked through it too, I highly suggest you do, so that you know what you're talking about when you are talking to them, or even, looking through it a little bit, when you're ready to talk to someone about an element, read through that coaching guide first to know what you're talking about, so you're kind of not tripping over your words. And then too, so a side note, on Facebook, I'm part of Hashimoto's, thyroid, every kind of like bad thyroid, Hashimoto kind of group. And I've kind of started seeing some people saying, I've got an addiction, I have this food addiction, and I'm private messaging them, and I'm actually asking them, hey, would it be all right if I send you a video? And I send them that video too. And then that opens conversation in those, other groups that, don't know what you're about too. Give them a little cookie, let's say.
Idea. And I love how you're asking permission. Can I send it to you first? And instead of some random person just sending them something that they're afraid to even play it.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. Hey, Carla, you're on the line, and Carla's talking on Tuesday. Do you want to give us a little bit of a preview? Next Tuesday, 12:15?
Yeah, so next Tuesday, we're just going to go into referrals and how to train your clients to give you referrals, because people are talking to them and asking them about it, and if we don't prep them on how to answer, then those people can really likely just sign up through Optavia and get a random coach and or buy online. So anyway, we really want to maximize your client success and help them have a good start by building their community.
Great. Can't wait. That'd be really great. Carla's another one who over this last year really has just, she has a frontline volume all of us would be proud to have. Lots of great client support and referrals going on. Okay, you all have a really great day. Thanks for hopping on. I really hope you can join us next Tuesday. If you'll go into Team Thrive, comment on this, you'll be in the drawing for the 3 prizes we're giving away. And keep inviting your partner coaches. And sometimes it doesn't work, people are at work and that kind of thing, but letting them know those recordings are there so they can jump on them later is super helpful for them to grow, okay? So have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine, all of you. And Jessica, thank you so much. I don't know about you guys. In fact, I'm positive I do know about you guys. That there was a wealth of knowledge in that quick little bit that you just shared with us. Thank you so much for that, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica.
Back at you. Bye, y'all.